What's going on, everyone? So, we are getting a King of the Hill revival. And as somebody that is a fan of King of the Hill, I'm excited for this. I am really looking forward to this. It's already gaining a bunch of hype and excitement for this upcoming series or revival. King of the Hill is a classic. Came out in 1997. You got 13 seasons, and now we are officially getting a 14th season that will be over on Hulu. This is the first look, right? You got Bobby all grown up, right? So this isn't something where, he's still a kid. No, he is supposed to be in his 20s, right? You have this whole backstory and how we got to this point and all that stuff, and I'm really excited about that. We're going to dive into all of that. But again, at the end of the day, look, I hope that they keep King of the Hill true to what it is. I hope we have good stories, good writing, right? I hope that they do this justice, right? Because we've seen shows and stuff that were iconic and beloved and whatnot, that they try to do the revival, or they try to do the spinoff, or they try to do something different with it, and it just doesn't quite hit the way that you want it to. Right? Like King of the Hill is one of those things, or one of those shows that, it was a very sort of simple, simplistic formula, right? It was a little different than all the other, you think of like The Simpsons and Family Guy and all these other things, Beavis and Butthead and whatnot. Like King of the Hill was its own thing, right? It was its own, just like, had its own audience, and it was something that anybody could enjoy and watch, right? And I always worry about these revivals and spinoffs of like, are they about to fumble? Are they about to botch this entirely? And we're all sitting back and like, well, that was stupid, right? Like, so I really do hope that they do a good job with just telling the story. But diving into what we know, so we got a synopsis, we got a plot for this upcoming King of the Hill, and after years of working a propane job in Saudi Arabia to earn the retirement nest egg, Hank and Peggy Hill return to a changed Arlen, Texas, to reconnect with old friends Dale, Boomhauer, and Bill. Meanwhile, Bobby is living his dream as a chef in Dallas and enjoying his 20s with former classmate Connie, Joseph, and Jane. Also adds the 14th season of the beloved animated series will debut all 10 episodes on August 4th, in addition to first look photo that can be seen above. Hulu also released the update opening credits, which can be seen below. So again, we got a synopsis. Now, one of the things that I've kind of seen going around is like, that the plot doesn't really make sense, right? Because, would Hank really leave to go to Saudi Arabia, right? He's going to leave Texas to go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, he would for propane, right? And he would for the job. And like the whole point is like the nest egg and all that, right? To be able to provide for his family and stuff. Right? I do think under the right circumstances and situations, Hank absolutely would go Saudi Arabia and do that, right? Especially if he can do the thing he loves, which is, propane, right? So I don't think the synopsis, like, is it the most clean synopsis? Is it the most like, yeah, this is the thing that makes the like, no, right? Like, I understand people's kind of frustrations and question marks with it, but I think it'll be fine, right? You're just kind of trying to have an explanation as like why we fast forward and why are we here now, right? And I just, again, I hope that it makes sense. I hope that it adds up. I hope that it you're getting all 10 episodes at once. So you're going to be able to immediately binge watch it. Like, we're going to know pretty quickly how good or bad this new revival is. And my hope is that, they're able to keep the essence and truth of what King of the Hill is. Right? I already understand people have concerns about the plot, and I've seen a lot of that. But again, I don't think that I think that it'll be fine. I think it is understandable, right? Like, Hank is willing to basically go anywhere for the thing that he loves. Also, if the company sent him, like, what is he going to do? I know, there were even episodes about him selling his house and, and fighting to keep his house and whatnot, right? Well, now he's back. And you're gonna have all the original cast. You're gonna have all the original people that you want to. You're gonna have Boomhauer and Bill and everybody to, kind of regain that spark that we all fell in love with the show. I hope the characters are still true, but I also want some differences. I also kind of want a little creativity. It's been all this time, right? Like, Bobby's in his 20s. Okay, great. Like, let's explore that. Let's see what that's like. What is he like in his 20s, right? Is he, he shouldn't be exactly the same guy that he was, right? Like, or kid he was growing up, right? Like, I want to see some changes, right? How is Peggy? How is Hank? Are they both just, are they completely the same? Or are they a little different? I mean, you got to imagine if you went to Saudi Arabia for some time to do, like, you'd come back a little different, right? Like, so again, I want a balance of, hey, here's some new stories, here's some new creativity, here's some new ideas and directions, right? Here's the same characters and love, but we're changing some things up a little bit here. We're exploring some new areas. We're going a little left here, going a little right here. Let's take a little detour over here, right? And just kind of, but again, you gotta keep the show what it is. You got to keep the comedy what it is. You got to keep storytelling what it is. You got to keep the characters to an extent what it is. Like, ideally, I would love to see Bobby, Peggy, and Hank very different from what they were in the previous 13 seasons. But like Dale, Boomhauer, and like everyone else and Bill are all like exactly the same, right? Because they stuck around. They didn't move. They've been in the same area. They've been hanging out the same. They've been like, nothing's changed for them. So they're the exact same people, exact same characters, exact same everything. Nothing's changed for them. But for, again, Peggy and Hill and Hank and Bobby, right? Like, they've all drastically changed, or they've all been very different, right? Like, I'm okay with that. Right? I think that could be a fun kind of creative way. But regardless, look, I'm excited for it. Regardless, I'm gonna watch it, as I'm sure everybody that's watching this video is gonna watch it. And I hope that they do a good job. I hope that they do this show justice. I hope it's not one of those things where it's like, look, everything's a cash grab, right? Everything's designed to make money. Every show is, like the idea is for people to watch it and put eyeballs and butts and seats. But I hope it's not just like a plate. I hope it's something where it's like, man, this was really good, right? We need another season of this. We need to see that. Like, what else can they give us, right? 10 episodes wasn't enough, right? We need another 20, right? Like, that's what I'm hoping with this King of the Hill revival. And again, like I said, it's a beloved show that had a long run. Again, from 1997. It's been what, 15 years since this show came out or got off the air. So I mean, you're talking, it's been a long time, and I mean, you still see reruns all the time, regularly. So now that we actually get new story, new, hopefully a couple new characters, hopefully a couple new everything, right? Like, let's go down some new territory here. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How you feel with your thoughts? You excited for this? Are you not? Kind of mixed in the middle? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.